Hey there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast for New England. Going to start things off, as always, in Connecticut, where there's been some hot pike fishing going on in the coves of the Connecticut River. Some really large fish being landed. For the most part, the better fish continue to fall from live or dead baits, but large spinners and suspending stick baits in flashy colors are always a good bet. Andrew up at the Fishin Factory in Middletown has all the baits, lures, and intel you could possibly need to get in on this awesome fishery. So if you want to try your hand at the bite, be sure to hit him up before you head out this weekend. Then we got word from Capt Greg to rule the Blackhawk. He's been making some regular runs on over to Block Island and has been absolutely loading up on sea bass, scup, and cod. They're even finding a few blackfish and even bluefish around the same waters off of Block. Now they plan to continue running out there every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for as long as the bite and the weather allow for it. So check them out if you want to head out on the water this weekend. And moving on into Rhode Island. While surf fishing off the Rhode coast is starting to really slow down, the best fishing seems to be taking place a little bit offshore. And the Francis fleet reports very good bites on both cod and black sea bass off Block Island, with steady bites on both species being found. Many limits of sea bass are being made, with decent numbers of cod to top off the box. And a little bit closer to shore, black fishing off of the mainland of Newport and Narragansett remains very steady with lots of bites to be had. Now, primarily, there's a short to keeper ratio has been pretty heavy, however, that keeps the bites going. But that's not to say there's not some really big fish to be had, like that 24-incher that was landed this weekend by Glenn Verdini on a half crab just off of Newport, so congrats to him. And moving on into Massachusetts, there's still some absolutely massive tuna being landed off Stellwagen. And to support this, the crew from Goose Hummock took a Turkey Day run, and they were rewarded with a fat 105-inch, 658-pound bluefin tuna for their effort. Then they followed it up a couple days later on their next trip with a 98-inch, 488-pounder. That's going to make for some awesome sushi on the Japanese market. Then lastly, a little bit closer to shore, up around Boston, there's really good smelt bite going on. It's been developing the last few weeks. I've mentioned it a few times, and it just seems to keep getting better and better, with lots of 50 fish limits being had off of all of those local piers around Boston. You know what else mixed in with the smelt? They're getting on the grass shrimp and sandworms. People are getting a bunch of Tommy cod and whiting. They're found as well on those same piers. So it's almost like some of those old-time bites around Boston are starting to come back strong. So there you have it. I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine, wishing you tight lines on the water this weekend.
To receive the latest fishing reports, subscribe to the Fisherman's YouTube page. Click subscribe, then click the settings button and check Send Me Updates. You'll now receive notifications of the latest Fisherman YouTube videos and reports. If you're already a subscriber, make sure you've checked Send Me Updates in the settings so you receive the latest notifications.